Well, there are some signs of trouble for the president's plans to be reelected. New polls show President Obama in a near dead heat with 4 separate Republican presidential candidates. According to the Gallup poll, President Obama trails Mitt Romney. He's tied with Rick Perry, who just announced, and has a slight advantage over Ron Paul and Michelle Bachmann. How big an issue is this? Let's bring in A.B. Stoddard, associate editor at the Hill newspaper, which covers all things political in Washington, D.C. A.B., if you are an advocate of the president, if you're one of those who wants to see him reelected, these are not good numbers for the most powerful man in the world, really.
No, and given the state of the economy and the window of time that President Obama has to try to improve the economy, Democrats are very worried about his standing. And I think that these numbers would probably take the administration by surprise. I mean, I don't think at this point that those sort of untested Republican contenders, I mean, they've been candidates a while, but not very long, to show them in matchups with the president doing that well is not a good sign at all.
Yeah, to have, I mean, Ron Paul has a national following from his previous campaign for president. Michelle Bachmann, you know, has drawn a lot of attention for her Tea Party advocacy, but both of them are members of Congress, and to have them essentially tied with a sitting president is absolutely astounding.
It is true, because they don't have the name ID that Mitt Romney has, who ran last time and has sort of a national identification. As a Republican, it's really a bad sign for the president. And I think that the president and his team know that if the election were held today, it's very likely he would lose. They're hoping that there is still time to turn things around with the economy, that there's still time to win a debate about the size of government and the role of government in a distressed economy. They're hoping that they end up with a Republican nominee who will not appeal to the center and cannot make the argument that shrinking government is the answer in a time like this, when people want Medicare, when people want a social safety net. And so that's what they're hoping they're going to win on, even if the jobs numbers remain poor. But the anger over the debt ceiling debate, over what's happening with the markets, over 1% growth in this country is so pitched that that's why you see poll numbers like, and that's why he knows, the president knows, if the election was today, he would probably lose.
Yeah, let's take a look at a couple of other poll results. The Rasmussen organization asked viewers asked voters for their approval rating of President Obama. 44% approve of the job he's doing, 56% do not. Considering the numbers he came into office with, that's a pretty astounding turnaround. And then the same question from the Gallup organization finds fairly similar numbers, although even worse if you are a supporter of the president. 40% of those polled in this Gallup daily tracking poll, 40% approve of the job he's doing, 53% disapprove. Now, we have 15 months till the election. That seems like a long time, but it's kind of like trying to turn around the Titanic, isn't it?
Pretty much. To compare his President Obama's poll numbers with when he arrived in office is not probably the right thing to do. I mean, I think he knew that they would go down. They were astoundingly high and unrealistically so. And I think that the fact that the economy has remained troubled for so long and actually recently worsened, I'm surprised that he's even in the 40s at this point. He knows he has to get his numbers up to 50. It's going to be very tough.
He sure doesn't look worried.
And as you point out, what?
He sure doesn't look worried. A.B. Stoddard from the Hill. We've got to say goodbye. A.B., thanks very much.
Thanks.
We have to run because we have